Welcome back, everybody. I want to show you, this is the Kenwood TS520. I bought this new in about 1977 or 78. I can't remember exactly what year I bought it. But I loaned this out for a few years, and the person never used it. And so I got it back, and it's just been sitting. So it being that old, and just been sitting, I fear for the capacitors and a lot of other things. So I'm going to bring it up on a variac, and what we'll do is we'll bring it up slowly, 30, 60, 90. Then if we don't have any problems, then we'll bring it all the way up. But anyway, that's the story. I've got it. This is a digital readout that I built. There was not really a kit, but there was a readout. I bought a cabinet and did all the work and built an interface board in here to do the readout. So we'll see if that works and everything. So let's get to it. Okay, maybe you can see that. Let's start with the power on, variac's off, and all the way down. We'll turn it on, and we're bringing it up in power. Okay, there is about 30 volts or so. And let's set it there. The heater switch is off, and that's a good thing. Transmit is off, and so we'll just see. We'll let it sit there for a few minutes. Okay, that's been up about 5 minutes or so. It's going up to about 60 volts. Starting to see a little current draw there, just a little bit. So we'll let it sit there for a few more minutes. Starting to see some LED, so the RIT is on, so it went off when I did that. Probably not enough voltage. So anyway, I turned that off. Let it sit for a little. Let's go on back up to about 90 volts or so. And we're starting to hear a receiver. And I can see that the digital display is not, well, the frequency readout. Let's see if you can see it. If I can get it to focus, is setting on 3507. It's not hardly focused. 30, that's on 35. Well, so it's 35. Let's turn it to 35. So anyway, of course we're not running full power yet, but the current is negligible. It's looks like about 175 milliamps. So let's go on up to 120 volts or so. And I am on CW, which would, so it seems to be receiving okay. The VFO sounds really dirty, doesn't it? You can tell it is not working. Probably need a good cleaning. it just totally quit then. So let me shut it off. Okay, it powers up and it receives, but the receive is not that good, and it seems like it's dropping out with the VFO, so that VFO probably needs a good cleaning. And so recap and clean up, spray all the band switches, and I think, and that's where we need to start, and that's where we're going to go from here that way. Let's take the top off this Kenwood. There's 8 screws, 2 on each side, 4 on top. Speaker is in the top there. Sorry if I'm getting in your way. That'll have to come unplugged there. Has a plug right here. You just unplug it. Said I could. Alright, now we can look in here and see what's going on. Let's get up a little closer. Of course, here's the VFO. This is the driver tube, the 12BY7. This is the power amplifier cage back here. The IF board with the crystal filters, power supply. This is the fixed board, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's 4 slots there that you can plug crystals in, and just it can be crystal controlled instead of variable. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, maybe I can zoom in a little bit. This is a modification that I did many moons ago. This is for this frequency readout over here. So the filter caps are under this board back here. Don't know if you can see them or not. Probably not. So that's one of the first things that we're going to go after. We're going to pull this oscillator out, this VFO out, and clean it and lubricate it. We're going to change the LEDs, or the lamps. These are just little 12-volt lamps, I believe, and I have changed them, and you can tell my shoddy work in the past. I put tape on them, and I'll claim that. That was early in my career when I did that. I bought these replacement lamps at Radio Shack years and years and years ago. So I've already ordered the filter caps to go in it, and I've ordered the LEDs here. So I'm going the wrong way. Still getting used to the camera, guys. Sorry. So the LEDs, I've ordered the cool blue. So the lamp, the S meter and this dial will have a cool blue to it. So that's the beginning. What we're going to do. Of course, we'll take the bottom off, and we'll look and check resistors, change some capacitors out there. The biggest thing is, while I've got this VFO out, is to change those capacitors, because you can change them just by lifting this fixed channel board out from the bottom and top and do it. But with this, you've got a lot more space. So when I pull that out, you heard when I was tuning it, it would drop in and out and what have you. So that's a characteristic of that. So when we get that out, we'll change those filter caps out. While we got that out, we'll also change these LEDs. Probably at that point, go ahead and put it back together and try it. Once we get the bottom off, I'm going to go ahead and spray the band switch, and the mode switches and all the controls spray those and deox it and work those up really good. But I'm excited about getting this thing back on the air and playing with it. Let's take a look underneath. Need to blow it out a little bit. Of course, here's the bottom of the power output tubes, 6146Bs. In here is the band selector. We'll pull that off and spray it. Here's all the coils. This is the driver. This is the antenna coil. This, pointing with my finger, got a pencil in my hand. Mixer coil and oscillator coil here. This is generator board. Here's the audio board. This is the carrier unit. This is the bottom of those high voltage capacitors. There's also some more high voltage capacitors down in here. This is C27 and C28, and they're a two-part capacitor down in here. So what we'll end up doing, what I've been online looking, what everybody's been doing is taking some PC mount or some radial mount capacitors, and since they're so small, you take the clamp out and you put some silicone and basically glue them in place, and then just solder. You put 2 in each one and do that. I've got those on hand to replace. I've ordered these. These are 2200 microfarads at 25 volts. I've got those ordered. I've got these ordered, and the LEDs that are ordered. So I'm kind of just waiting for now. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray all the switches, pull this off, spray in here, and work them back and forth, try to just clean those things out. When the parts come, then we will pull the VFO, clean the VFO out, and replace these two capacitors here, since it's easier if I take the VFO out. So first thing, we're just going to spray some stuff out. I've sprayed all the contacts and switches and potentiometers and everything. The VFO is still, and I really believe what it is, it's a common thing that happens in these, is the ground on the back of the variable condenser in the VFO loses the ground because of just corrosion, dirt, and what have you, and it won't pick up weaker signals, and it's kind of erratic. You hear kind of a scratchy, squeaky in there. So I believe you see it's dropped out right there, and just by wiggling it. So you see my dial lights are out. One of the meter lights is out, so there's only one working. Got the RIT, these LEDs. It was this switch here that was dirty. I got the WWV switch. It was dirty. Cleaned it up. The 25 kilohertz marker works, and you can go over here to fix that works. So I've got the capacitors ordered. I think we're going to finish this part. This is more of just an introduction of and where we're going to go with this. So I'm going to, when the parts come in, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and pull this VFO out and clean it and get it ready. And by that time, the LEDs will be here. I'll put those in. Once the VFO's out, the capacitor should be here, and so we can all put it in part 2. We'll start putting all that stuff back in. So Appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all my subscribers, and I try to get back with you. And for some reason, sometimes the YouTube doesn't let me know that there's comments out there, and I'm sorry if I miss those. I don't intentionally do that, but I do appreciate all my subscribers, and I hope you like this. These videos, I've been aiming more towards ham radio. I've gotten more active in it, and we're just going to go from there on ham radios for a little while. So that's going to do it for now. So from Larry, from the hills of Tennessee, thanks for watching. Alright, I'll try to do this by hand, holding the camera. Try not to let it get